Hey guys, Mark with Magazine Collector here, back again for another virtual unboxing video. This one is actually a continuation of the last order that I did, to be honest with you. So I had 20 magazines in one order, so splitting it up into a couple videos so you don't have to listen to me ramble for quite as long. But so this one, as you see the different numbers go in, it'll actually be 11 through 20. So. Um, this again, same as last video. So this um, order took 17 days from receipt to received. Took 37 days from received until graded. So a little bit over 60 days again, door to door. So um, this is more modern issues again, and there's going to be quite a few repeats in this one. So I sent multiple copies of some of these in. Don't think I have any chance at a 9.8 on these ones. They're a little bit older issues, and there's actually a couple subscription issues in here too. So, without further ado, I think let's get started. All right, we're gonna start with number 11 here. 8.5. Okay. Sports Illustrated, April 27th, 1998. This is the first Kobe Bryant cover. And to go along with that, on that first Kobe cover is obviously Magic Johnson with him. So I don't send in very many issues that that have an actual address label on them. Personally, I don't prefer that look. But this issue, it does still sell a little bit with that label on it, if it's in a decent grade. So I'm going to go ahead and probably get this guy listed for sale, but just kind of to let you know, that's why I got it. That's why I got it graded, was just for that reason. But again, yeah, subscription edition, got an 8.5 here. Some of the greater notes, we have spine stress lines, finger bends, and a crease on this guy. Let's take a quick look at this cover. And again, like you can see here, it has an address label on it. Not my favorite thing, but it's still a cool cover. So, and some people really don't. It doesn't bother them having this label on there, obviously, because they still sell well. So, yeah, 8.5. I think the biggest thing with this one was some spine stress lines, and there was a couple finger bends. I don't see any terrible spine stress lines on that guy first look, so I think when I sent it, I was actually hoping for a little bit better grade than that, because it does look pretty clean to me. Maybe I missed something somewhere else, but yeah, anyhow, won't spend a lot of time on this guy here. Yeah, 8.5 on that Kobe Bryant subscription. Take a quick look at the census here. And again, this is just subscription edition. This, when you click to the census through one of your magazines, it doesn't show all of the different editions. It just shows the edition that yours is. So I'm looking at subscription edition here, and with the subscription edition there is a 9.6, there's a couple 9.4s, and then kind of goes up from there. 9.2s, 9.0s, and then a bunch more. Actually, pretty highly submitted issue. There's 60 of them total graded. So pretty popular issue this one is with collectors. Obviously, Kobe Bryant's first issue. All right, we're going to quickly move on to issue 2 because it's the same issue. And the thing you'll notice about this one is it is again a subscription issue, but it is a subscription issue that I prefer much more because it is a white box issue. It does not have an actual label put on it. I believe that these white box issues were created and sent out to people when it was their time of the year to renew. their issues, and then I believe they would get them in a bag. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They'd get them in a bag, and it would actually be a subscription issue, but it doesn't have an address label printed on it. So, which if you compare this one to the last one, I guess at least to me this is much more preferred, just having this white box here instead. On this 9.0, some spine stress lines again, and then a crease on the front cover and a crease the center of the back cover. So let's just dive into it real quick. Yeah, and this one I can actually see the spine stress lines a little bit better than the 8.5 that we previously looked at. So, and then there's your back again. Let's review the census again here real quick. I again had the 9.0, so that makes 7 9.0s, 5 9.2s, a couple 9.4s, and the highest is a 9.6. Now some sales on this Kobe subscription edition. A 7.0 recently sold for $100, and a 9.0, which is what this one is, sold for $120. The only difference with those is that they were actually the printed on label. They were not the what I call the white box, which is the subscription without a label on it. And again, I much prefer these, and I think all collectors would probably be on that same page. So this 9.0, I'll have to do a little bit more research on kind of how to price this guy. But yeah, I think it's worth a little bit. It was worth my time grading it. It was a cheap pickup, you know, and then you're gonna have $25 in grading it, and that's definitely something that somebody will look to purchase anyhow. So this one, to be real honest with you, is just kind of an investment piece for me. So let's move on to the next one here, number 3. Another of the same issue. So this one, same issue again. This one got the 8.0 though, on the white box. Multiple finger bends on the cover. You've heard me say in previous videos that finger bends are frustrating to me because all of these are pressed beforehand, and I try to do a good job looking over them afterwards, and I guess we're just getting some finger bends that I can't get out, which I think I just need to get better at pressing, to be real honest with you. So a lot of these are pressed a couple times, but need to keep working on that craft. And then to go along with that, we have spine stress lines again. So let's take a quick look again. There's a spine stress line. Yeah. One's actually got a little crease in the corner here too. All right, so yeah, 3 of the same issue, all subscription copies. Again, this 8.0 white box, you know, I would probably put more in $150 to $200 range personally. I haven't done much looking as to what things are listed for currently. I just kind of base my numbers normally off of what things have actually sold for, because what things are listed for on eBay sometimes is crazy, and you really can't base your prices off what other people are listing for. Okay, with that being said, let's move on. Let's get to number 4. All right, and you see the same issue here. Only difference is this is going to be a newsstand. I knew when I submitted this one it was not going to be a high quality issue. But again, this covers, a lot of people like this cover, and I think even in a 5.0, I'll be okay on it. Again, it was not an expensive pickup. I press it myself. You have a grading fee on top of that. Not into it just a whole lot. And a 5.0 newsstand, I think will still bring a little something. So let's take a look at this guy. So on this one, again, finger bends. fingerprints. I think I can see a fingerprint right there, and then where on the cover. So let's take, yeah, and like I said, you can tell here already, like I said, this was not going to be a high grade copy, but it was just kind of one that was had been sitting in my collection for a while, and I think I'll be able to move it just a little bit easier this way. So yeah, and here you do see a fingerprint. At least this is on the back side. You do get this from time to time on issues, and it's not necessarily a fingerprint that I left on it, or even the person that had it before me. A lot of times somebody, you know, just with the oil in their fingers will touch this, and it actually eats away at the magazine cover over years, and that's what you get there. I've had this on a couple different ones, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's no cleaning or nothing you're going to do to get those fingerprints out of there. So I'm sure that was a big deduction there. But again, like I say, at least it's on the back of this issue. The front of it at least does not have the fingerprints, but it has the other wear to it. So not a super valuable issue, but again, I think encased and graded, it'll be a little bit easier to move than if it was just a raw issue. So all right, let's look at the newsstand census here quick. So pretty highly submitted issue. A lot of people have submitted this one. 29 9.8s on this, which is a pretty high number. Very popular issue. It's got Kobe on it. It's got Magic on it. It's Kobe's first cover. So yeah, 29 9.8s, 27 9.6s. So there's a big number of those 99 are 9.8s and 9.6s. And then you have my 5 way down here. But gives people a little bit more of a budget option, right? Okay. On that newsstand, like I said, I knew this wasn't going to be a high grade issue, but I just got a couple different numbers here. So the 9.8s of this typically sell right around that $1,000 range. You get a couple 9.6s that I've sold recently have been $888 and $750, and then it drops after that. So you know, down to a couple $100 for the lower 9s and the 8s. So again, this isn't going to be a super valuable issue for me here, and it may be one that I just hold on to for now too. So, but at least it is out of my storage box and into a slab. All right, we're going to go with number 5 here. 9.0. Okay, so this is one that I've had in a previous video also. This is Sports Illustrated, September 7th, 2009. This is the first Aaron Rodgers cover. This was a variant cover. There was 4 different covers released regionally this week that this was published, and one of them had Aaron Rodgers on it. Pulled a 9.0. So the grader notes, there's a scratch the center of the front cover and then a stacking bend. So let's see here if we can see that scratch. I think what they're saying is this guy right there. You can kind of see a light scratch. Yep, there it is right there. I still think that presents really well. That's a pretty light scratch. The spine on it actually looks pretty decent. Yeah, I'll take that 9. So I knew going into this that I didn't have any 9.8, 9.6 material, but I will take that. So this is not that common of an issue. There are not that many of these out there. They're a little bit harder to find. So, and you can see that here in the total number graded. So I have a 9.0, so there'll be one of these now. 2 9.2s, 2 9.4s, 4 9.6s. 9.6 is your top pop of this magazine. 9 total graded. On the Aaron Rodgers, So a 9.6, that 9.6 actually recently sold for 325, and then an 8.5 is in that $190 range. And again, like I've said before, I think Aaron Rodgers is way down right now. He's obviously gone through a lot of scrutiny lately. I think once the dust settles and you give him a few years of retirement, he's in the top handful of quarterbacks in NFL history. I think his value on some of these things are going to come up. So this is an issue. I'm not going to give it away. So it's probably one that'll get tucked away for a while, and brought back out in a couple years, maybe when his stuff has a little bit more value again. But still cool, 9.0. All right, let's move on to number 6. Is another Aaron Rodgers, but this one did not grade well. 7.5 on this one. Let's see, what's wrong with this guy? Crease the right bottom of the front cover. Fading and stacking. Yeah, so I had 4 of these issues. One was in a previous video. Two were in this issue, or 2 were in this unboxing here, and then I've kept the best copy that I have back. I think I've talked a little bit before in previous videos about how PSA is going to be doing some magazine grading here, hopefully in the near future. And I've actually kept my best copy of this back for PSA grading. So my lower 3 copies have all gone through CGC now, and this one got a 7.5. Let's take a look at this. Crease right bottom of front cover. That's probably what pulls it down the most. Right bottom of front cover is that little guy there. Okay. The spine actually looks pretty decent on that. So I would say that's a issue that actually presents really well. Short of that little crease down in the bottom right, I think that issue presents really good, especially for a 7.5. Same with the back. I think the back looks pretty good too. Let's check this census real quick once more. So yeah, that adds a 7.5. My other one was a 9. So this census is going to go up to 11. So I actually own 3 of the 11 of these that have been graded. And again, this is not a super common issue that you see pop up for sale raw very often at all. So when they do pop up, I usually grab them if they're in decent condition. And like I say, I've got 4 of them. One's kind of stowed aside for now until PSA does some grading, and we'll see what they think of them. All right. Next, let's move on to number 7. Okay. Newsweek, January 25th, 1982. This would be the first Joe Montana Newsweek cover. Interesting fact about this one, January 25th, 1982, Joe Montana was actually on the Newsweek cover. He was on Time, and he was on Sports Illustrated, all in the same day. So I believe that was right before the Super Bowl, if I remember right. And Joe was the big excuse me, he was the big name of the time, so he was on all 3 magazines. Let's take a look at this one. So this one was a little bit lower than I was hoping for. Rusted staples, scuffs on the cover, stains, and a chip out of the spine. So yes. So you'll see the next issue is going to be this same issue again. I submitted 2 of this, and I was going to say I hope this is the lower graded one, and it is. Let's take a quick look here. Yeah, you can see some definite spine damage there. A little bit of creasing to that corner, creasing to that corner. And there was this This actually used to be rippling right here, and I was able to press out the rippling, but it still left kind of the staining from the rippling. So that's what you see down there. And there's the back of that guy. Looks like there's some staining down there. So yep, it definitely deserves that 5.5 grade. Still a cool magazine, I think. I love this. I love this magazine. 49ers were my team growing up, and still are. And you know, Joe Montana, one of the top. It could be argued, but top 2 or 3 quarterbacks of all time. So pretty cool issue here. In the census, looks like we had this was a 5.5, and we've got 9 above it. So I've actually got the low issue here. And of this news week, it looks like for sales, an 8.0 brings $113, a 9.2 brings $225. So, all right. Okay, let's move to number 8. Again, this is going to be that same issue, hopefully a little bit better grade. A 6. Boy, not much better, is it? Spine stress lines, creases breaking cover, and a color and a scratch on the back cover. Boy, it presents a lot better, but there is some creasing. Okay. Yep, kind of that same. We're in that same range then. Still, that's one that'll go in my personal collection. So, again, big 49er fan, so I like that. All right, number 9. Okay, Nintendo Power. So this is a magazine that you'll see quite often. This is the highest, most often submitted copy of Nintendo Power that there is. This is the very first copy. It is the Super Mario 2 edition. And I've actually got 2 of these also in 2 different variants. And you'll see that with the next one here. I knew going in this was not going to be a high grade, but still, I think even in a low grade, it's a cool magazine. Multiple crease, multiple scuffs, piece out of the right center. Okay, heavy multiple stains through the book. Yep, I don't disagree with this. I knew, like I said, going in, it was not going to be a high grade. I still think it presents well, even with all that scuffing and on that front cover is still cool. The higher grade copies of this magazine start to get really expensive fast. And then there you kind of see the back. Like I said, there's a lot of these submitted. Let's take a look at the census here quick. And I'm kind of curious if they... Yeah, so this is the free sample copy. Okay, so I'll show you the next variant in the next book that I have here. But of this free sample copy, there's 134 graded. 9.4 is the top pop. All right, let's go to the next one here real quick. So that's a 2.0 on the free sample copy. This one will also be a low grade, so 3.5. So this is the variant. So actually, I don't know if this is the variant or the other one's the variant, but they're different. Instead of free sample copy, it's free poster inside. That's the difference. But yeah, kind of the same thing with this one. I knew it was not going to be a high grade. Got a 3.5. Still, I think that's pretty cool. So maybe someday I'll happen upon the right priced high grade copy of this, but this is what that is for now. And this one is even more, 561 copies of this one actually graded, 2 9.8s. So I'm going to refer to my magazine sales spreadsheet here for this one. So Super Mario 2 actually goes all over the place. 9.2 sold for $4,000, 9.2 sold for $5,000, and 9.0 $3,000. I know somewhere I've seen a 9.8 of this sold for a lot of money. Even the lower graded ones, a 6.5 sold for $1,200, 6.5 $700. So that's why when I had these lower graded copies, they're still definitely worth submitting. But yeah, very cool. All right, well that's it for this submission, guys. Thanks for sticking with me, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.